it is so important for you to keep in mind when you write anything that it's not about you, it's about the reader. And so there's several issues about this email that I want to bring to your attention. So we're going to first take a look at the original assignment. Let's do that right now. Here it is. If you'll recall, it was about the Web 2.0 strategy. It's really about the Web 2.0 strategy meeting, wasn't it? And about the time of the week, the day, and the time. So in your subject line, it would be very important that you had those kinds of pieces of information to complete the subject line. The next thing I want to talk about is the opening. Certainly this opening is rather cold, as you can see. You might want to say something like, "Hi team, welcome back Monday morning team," or something to that effect. Just some kind of a nice warm opening is really important. The first paragraph here, let's take a look at this paragraph in detail. And it tells you right here in the call out here on the right, the problem. It doesn't provide necessary information about, who, for anyone who's missing the meeting. And by the way, time is money, and not everybody feels like this meeting is as important as you feel like it is. And although it is important for the company, it's more important to you, but you don't want to project to your reader that it's about you, right? It's about them. So what can you do to help this reader to be more encouraged to come to the meeting? So it says here, the consultant we discussed at last week's meeting, status meeting, is available to meet next Tuesday. Okay, so kind of an awkwardly written sentence, isn't it? Don't know who this person is. This guy has helped a number of customer service organizations. Now, you want to avoid calling anybody a guy, male or female, by the way. Slang, and it projects that you are a little bit not considerate of your reader, and that you might project a negative on another individual. You certainly don't want that. And it says he'll be available to give us some advice to figure out what our needs are. Okay. But we need more information here, and I'll show you an example next of how we can reword this. The second paragraph then, in the call out here, it tells you, it puts the reader on the defense because it says, let's not waste this opportunity, which implies that apparently in the past, you all have wasted opportunities. And I don't know about you, but I don't like to be accused of doing something that I don't believe I've done. The second sentence says, I'd like everyone to prepare some intelligent questions ahead of time. Well, does this mean that I don't prepare intelligent questions, or that I don't know how? It's very off-putting, and the tone is certainly spoiled by the rest of this information as well. Another important thing it doesn't do, it fails to clarify who needs to do what when. It says you're going to forward questions to him, but who's going to do it? It says we'll forward. Does that mean Sherry's going to? Does that mean Sherry's assistant? Or does that mean somebody, that one of the readers? Are they going to have to do this? So it's just not very clear. Okay, the next thing is the details. Now, this is fine. I usually like to put bullets here. Kind of gets people's attention. This is fine though. Details are not very clear here. Tuesday? Okay, Tuesday what? I need to know we got the day here, but we need to know the date, right? The month and day of the month, the year, even the year. Yes, that's important. And then you've got time, 10 a.m. to whenever. Well, does that mean we're going to go through lunch, or are we out for lunch? Very important. We have to have certainly have some kind of an ending time here. And then the Shastram, that's fine, Mount Shastram, but where is it located? What about those folks who are not familiar with the location? Or could be you have new employees. So you want to never assume what you know very well. People don't know it all. You always need to keep that in mind. So never assume. This paragraph here tells you in the call out what's wrong with it. Assumes that people who attend won't want to. which certainly might not be true. It says, I consider it very important for everyone on the team to be at this meeting. When I see the word I, I, in any kind of correspondence of the students, I have to question whether they have considered their audience. So even though it says here, I consider it very important, what's really important for the reader? So what you're saying here is that they may not want to attend. And that's not really a good thing, not a good thing to project to your reader. And also it fails to provide any kind of alternative information or invite questions about the meeting. It makes it really difficult for the team members to clarify their assignments, right? Or raise any kind of questions that they might need to raise. So people need to be told what to do, and they don't mind, because if you tell them what to do, they know what to do. But if you don't tell them what to do, if you give them a lot of vague information, they're confused. You're going to get lots of questions. You're going to be taking up a lot of important time, aren't you? All right, the final couple of things here is that, of course, it needs a warmer closing, a thank you, of course. And then this last thing, the PS. This guy, again, this is slang and should never be used in business correspondence. You never want people to see that you use this kind of terminology. It's very negative, and it implies that this person has maybe not very much value, and that's not very good. Also, it says this guy is supposedly really sharp. Well, this whole PS needs to be deleted and not used in any way. We certainly want to question Mr. Johnson's character in any way, as we would not want to question anyone's character in any way. Sometimes we do these things and we just don't realize the implications of what we say. I'm just as guilty sometimes myself, but when you put this in writing, whenever you have to put anything in writing, it's there for eternity, as we know. And so you want to be careful how you word it. So should someone ever come to this letter again, they might want to use it as an example to write their own letters. You want to be absolutely sure that it's written with the highest quality standards. All right, now let's quickly take a look at the new improved email. Notice that subject line, everything the reader needs to know. Very important. The warm welcoming, hi team, right? The Web 2.0 consultant, of whom? Aha, we need to use a pronoun. And here in the objective case, when we're talking about an individual, the consultant. As a matter of fact, frankly, I think I might even rewrite this and say the Web 2.0 consultant, Mr. Johnson, of whom we discussed at last week's status meeting, is available to be with us next Tuesday, October 3 at 10 a.m. For those of you who missed the meeting, there you go, considering people who may have missed. Remember, this meeting is important to you, but it may not be on their priority list. As you well know, other people have a lot of other things to do. And then finally, we give Mr. Johnson a first name. Good idea. So Mr. Walter Johnson has helped a number of organizations use Web 2.0 tools to improve customer service programs. He's agreed to spend several hours with us to answer any questions we have about these technologies. So much better. Do you see the difference? See the tone? Notice the tone. Very well written. The next paragraph, this meeting is an opportunity for us to learn about important innovations in customer service, so let's make sure we get the most of it. See that positive, forward-looking tone. I'd like each of the project leaders. Oh, you may be a project leader, or you may be someone who's on a committee, but at least you know, if you're a leader, you know what to do now. So I'd like each of the project leaders to brainstorm with your groups. Okay, maybe you're in a group, and prepare questions. Okay. Relevant questions might be a good way to give an adjective to questions. Here we go, that are relevant. Same thing. To your specific parts of the Web 2.0 project. Please email these questions. Now we know what to do. To the administrative assistant, Jane, okay. By the end of the day, Friday, okay. I don't have to work on Sunday. September 29th, 2010, and she forwarded them to Mr. Johnson before the meeting. Notice the comma after the year. You got two independent clauses there. Certainly you're going to need a comma, and you'd also have to have a comma around that year anyway. So much better. The details have more detail, don't they? The month and the day, the time, just like up here in the subject. Repeat it, yes. The chef's room located wherever it's located. We're ordering sandwiches. All right, I don't have to bring us a sack lunch or whatever. They're telling you to register, give you a deadline here to register for those sandwiches. Right? Feed them, they will come. The final paragraph here is for those of you who cannot attend in person now, telling those, considering those people who want to, certainly they want to, they just can't make it. This is what you can do. Please dial in the conference line. They give you the number. You will be able to see the PowerPoint slide via WebEx as usual. So this is a tool that they use often. Call me with questions you may have. Isn't that better than saying, if you have questions, please call? No, it's too passive. You need to be active. Use active voice to persuade. People like it when you are positive, using active voice. You tell them what to do. They want to be told what to do. You can do it in the correct way. It's very persuasive. Say thanks, Sherry, and of course Sherry will have all her contact information, website, everything, email, and so forth. Even though this email is here, Sherry still needs all the details. As you know, you place in most of your own emails as well. There we go. This is a much better written email. Please take into consideration the things I talked about in terms of persuasion. Your audience being the most important part of any piece of correspondence. If you leave this class with nothing else, please be sure that you understand that you will have to use clear, concise, accurate kinds of writing. That alone will help you to be persuasive. See you online next time.